Hi guys, in this presentation we shall learn about how to print the pattern which consists of numbers as well as alphabets. Okay, so our goal is to develop the pattern for this logic, that too generic logic, okay, not the fixed rows and fixed columns. Now whenever you got a pattern something like this, remember one thing: first develop this pattern. Okay, why? Because if you develop this pattern, 90% your job is done. Okay, that is how I look into patterns. Okay, if you develop this condition, inside that condition you have to write this condition. Okay, I would suggest to watch my pattern one lecture that includes how to develop this logic. Okay, so I have just written the code here. Okay, that from this logic, for the star logic. Okay, if I write like print star, we'll get this logic. Okay, now see. Now I want to get how to develop this logic. First observe something here. First row, this is first row, and this is third row, and this is fifth row. So odd numbers consist of alphabets, whereas even numbers consist of numbers. So I can separate it. Okay, I can separate it using some conditions, right? If the row value is an odd number, then I have to print the alphabet. If the row value is an even number, then I have to print the number. So how can I do that? Let's see. See, in this condition, in this printf condition, I'll replace here. So what I'll do is, if the row is an even number, if the row is an even number, then what I have to print? I have to print the numbers. Okay, see, the numbers are 1 2, again here 1 2 3 4. Okay, so how to print like that? If I say something like printf percentile d with a variable called number. So suppose if in num variable I initialize the value with 1. After printing 1, I have to increment the value. So what I'll do is I'll put a plus plus here. After printing 1, it will be 2, it will be 3, it will be 4. Okay. Now another condition is, if that value is an odd number, then I have to print the character, right, which means the ABC, right? Suppose in alpha I have stored A, capital A. Then after printing A, I want to print B. In order to print B, I'll use plus plus. Okay. Simply speaking, whenever you store a character inside a variable, it is stored in the form of numbers. If you increment the number, that incremented number is in that variable, and that number represents the character. Okay. If you have any doubt regarding this alphabet or increment or something, you can check out my video on character data type, link in the I button. Okay. Now after running this, we get something like, see, after running this, see, we have written logic like whenever it is odd, we have to increment the value in num. So let's see whether it works or not. At first, see, at first it will print, first is an odd number, right? It will print alpha, which means A, and second 1 2. From here up it's fine. Whenever third row comes here, it prints B C D, because we haven't resetted the alpha, right? We have to reset the alpha here. See here, you can see that for every row it starts with A. For every row in or even number, it starts with number 1. So whenever the row changes, somehow we have to manipulate the variable which starts from A and 1. So do you know that row changes for here from this is the one which is responsible for row. I can write here alpha equal to A and num equal to 1. Okay, so what it do is, whenever we change 0 from here to here, again it starts with A, again B C, from here to here again 1 2 3 4, like this it goes on. So this is used to reset, and these are used to just print the values. And remember these things. Okay, we have to increment it one by one so that we'll get A B C like this. Okay, Now we'll test with the code whether it works or not. I have a variable alpha and num which I've initialized with a and 1, and there is a loop which consists of from 1 to 10. Okay, and here is the main condition. If this is to get the logic, okay, these are responsible to print the values, okay, appropriate values in odd and even places. Now let's check whether it works or not. See, it's working. 1 AB, 1 2 3 ABC, like this. Okay, now what happens if I don't reset it? Okay, let's check. If I don't reset it here, this is how your output looks like. See, after AB it will continue with CD. You can see here. See, after AB it is continue with C D E F G H I J K L. After 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 continues, but we need to reset it. That's why it looks like this. Okay, now how to make it generic? In place of these numbers, I'll place a variable called n. Okay, in this in place this, I'll place value n. Now I can write here like int n equal to, for example, I'll write 4. We'll check whether small number works or not. 4, and we'll compile and run. See, it's working. So in that place, replace the value replace the value whatever the user types. Okay, use printf and scanf, replace the value n. Okay, so this is how to develop the logic of this type of patterns.